to have the opportunity to talk to you. First of all, how are you and how are things going? You are like the busiest man in Canada, I think.
Oh gosh, that's very kind. Doing good. I feel busy, but mainly because I've just moved. So I'm a little overwhelmed and a little kind of pulled in 100 different directions. But it's good to be busy, keeps you healthy, keeps you sharp.
Absolutely. I just moved too into from a home that I was in for 35 years into a condo. Yeah, downsizing, not a fun thing.
Oh wow. We just moved. So we did that. We moved into a condo and we were there for 3 years and decided that it was just not for us.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the building. I'm not sure. A few other things changed for us. So it was like, you know what, let's get into a house again. Very much a city house. So, manageable. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I did the downsizing thing and it was probably the best thing ever because, you really do scrutinize what you have a little more closely.
Absolutely. No question. Like, did I keep that thing from my son from kindergarten? Like, what am I thinking? Like, yeah, I get it for sure.
If they want it, they'll come and get it.
And they didn't. Anyway, um, let's talk about this fantastic movie. I so enjoyed it. It's so heartwarming. It's just such a great feel good film. I mean, who doesn't love a holiday film, but with baking in it? Like, I'm there. So, what connected you?
Well, I I'd like to say that this was 100% organic. Pardon the pun. Uh, but these things have appeal. It's the holidays. We center around the kitchen, our families, and baking is very much a thing. It's a tenet
Yeah,
of the holiday season. Somebody in the family is always baking something up, and so it was an easy sell. And
yeah,
then it was a matter of putting the pieces, oh boy, the ingredients together of the right people to make it. And we put together a stellar team,
yes,
starting with the people at Vortex, and then I was I was able to leverage my career a little bit and ask some people to come and do a Christmas movie that might not otherwise do them. So it was really great.
yeah. Well, okay, yeah. I mean, talk about leverage your career. I mean, like you're a Canadian icon. I mean, come on, you can ask anybody to be in your films. I would think.
I guess so. I mean, I hadn't really thought about it because then it was like, well, so who do you want for these parts? And I was like, oh, well, and then I just thought, okay, I'm just gonna let my imagination run wild. I'm gonna have my A list, and I'm just gonna go for it. And that's exactly what happened. And I
Yeah,
was like, wow, I got to do this more often. And I think I will. I think I will. I really enjoyed that part of the process just as much as when the camera starts rolling, all the pieces come together. It really is a creative process from months
yes.
before, and then you get the final product. To my shame, I still have not actually seen the final product yet
Are you
because
kidding?
I
Oh,
have a
wow.
link. I have a link, but my days are full and I want to be able to relax and sit and watch it with my family. So I'm waiting
Yeah.
for all that to happen.
No, it's a great family movie. But I want to ask you something. Do you like watching yourself, especially after all these years on Murdoch?
Um, I like reminiscing with the context. So I see different things when I watch a show I've been doing for 15, 16 years. I
Yeah,
remember, oh, that day. Oh, that's the time when the thing and the lady fell in the water and we had to, whatever. I remember different things. And then I appreciate my cast so much, that like I
right.
laugh out loud at all the wrong places because I'm seeing different things. And myself, I don't know. I suppose I'm pretty critical. I look at it very, very, it's like I dissect it down to its bare
Yeah.
essentials, and I'm like, am I telling the story, or did I do too much nose picking, or like I distill it down, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I did all right there.
Yeah.
I'm not too hard on myself, but I mean, I'm not there to watch myself either.
Understood, understood. But yeah, I think after 16 years, I think you know what you're doing. So congratulations to you on that. With this one, you direct, you star, you're all over the place. What kind of challenge was that for you? And this is something, a different medium. Again, it's not a series, it's a movie, huge commitment.
It was a ton of fun. I wanted to be able to take all of the stuff that I'd learned so far and take it outside of the Murdoch world. I mean, I've been a student of filmmaking since I was a little boy. So, I mean, there's certain stuff I have figured out, but collaborating in a completely different context, different crew, different actors, all of that was something I wanted to do, and this movie made it possible.
Yeah.
So I was able to create a different experience, a different backdrop, if you will, and different players and all of that. So the challenge was, I was really excited about the challenge, and we had some things go a little sideways, and we had to make some compromises, and but that's every day in any show. So
Sure. Yeah.
it wasn't any more or any less. And we had some great stuff, home run stuff that happened with locations lining up. We ended up being able to get our A choice of something, our B choice of something else. And then through, a vast sort of array of experience, everybody was able to go, well, you know what, if we do this, this, and this, we can make this location work as well in tandem with this one. So
Right.
things like, windows facing out onto nothing, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
we can park here. So I really enjoyed the challenge. I enjoyed, the different weather, like trying to shoot something in March for Christmas
Right.
was, we were stretching it, and into April. That was tough. But the team did it. They pulled together this incredible Christmas snowy scene a couple of times for us, that just wasn't there on the ground, and it doesn't look like it's schlocky blankets of
Oh,
snow or whatever.
yeah, not at all. I had the opportunity to talk to Corey last week. She's so lovely. I was saying not only
Great.
is she a lovely person, but her character, like how can you not love her? Like honestly, it's adorable. Your chemistry with her was fantastic. And I wanted to know, we've never seen her in a lead before, which to me is shocking, but she did such a great job. Did you guys like connect immediately? It was a lovely relationship, I thought.
Absolutely. There was, she's been at this for a while. So there was no doubt in terms of her ability. And yeah, she's been the friend, the bridesmaid, and all of that for many, many turns. So I
Yeah.
had no qualms about her coming into the lead. It was a perfect fit, and so we just ran with it. It was like brown haired guy and Asian Canadian woman, and it was like, let's do a bunch of things the wrong, reverse way of the formula,
Yeah.
and on purpose. And it was great. I think the end result is fun, is heartwarming, it's real. I ended up, letting Colin and Deb McGrath run loose with some improv, and just
You
got
had
some
to. You
absolute
had to.
gold.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How can you not when you have those people? And Jane Eastwood too. Like, I mean, talk about seriously the creme de la creme of Canada. My goodness, boy, between all of you, it was really, really awesome. And I need to know, Yannick, how much gingerbread was consumed on the making of this film?
Oh lordy, we had specialists. We had like food stunt teams. We had people bring. I'm not joking. We had, okay. So there's supposed to be 12 treats leading up to
Yeah.
Christmas. So there's 12 days, and we had to pick. I would have meetings, and it was like, okay, so the first three, let's not overwhelm Yannick because he's not too good at remembering this stuff. But like, we had to have detailed stuff, and it had to be things, this stuff just falls apart, right? Or
Yeah.
melts, or whatever, these consumables. So what we did is we would do three real, three fake, three
Right.
real, three fake, and then cut it into the movie, because it would expire right
Right.
there, or
Right.
or you couldn't transport it, or you couldn't hold it, or you couldn't make enough that we would have several takes to be able to shoot it. It was like just overwhelming. But so yeah, we had stunt food, um, to stand in for real food, and then we
Yeah,
had a whole food team. It was complicated.
yeah,
I've shot sports, I've shot shootouts, I've shot westerns, operas, you know,
yeah.
planes, you name it. But food, holy cow, who knew?
It's a whole world, honestly. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right, because you don't want it melting under the lights and all this like stuff you got to think about for sure. No question. It
yeah.
looks good. I mean, I listen. I got very hungry watching this film. I got to tell you. And I can't not talk about shooting in Hamilton because this some of this will air on CH Morning Live. Tell me a little bit about shooting in Hamilton, what you loved about working there, and was there a particular location that out there that you loved?
Well, that's one thing. Shooting out in Hamilton is really great for, I think, everybody who's ever come up here to Canada, or just as a Toronto a perennial actor. We end up in Hamilton a lot because they want to accommodate us. So the one thing that they have there is, for example, with Murdoch Mysteries, they have some historical architecture remaining, but they also have areas where we can park, where we can go as a crew and have 30 trucks,
Amazing.
which you just can't do in downtown Toronto. Space is such a premium. So that is a big help. The business associations want us there. It's the reverse of the big city. So we have everything we need and then some in Hamilton, and they want us there. So it's really ideal. It's a perfect fit. And then, like I said, for Murdoch Mysteries, you have the old facades, the tree-lined streets, and all of those things that are still there without having to go completely bonkers trying to cover modern things up or digitally remove them, which is time consuming and expensive. And you never actually know what can be taken out. So it's the Wild West with that stuff. So it's better to just go to Hamilton.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great place to be. Just to wrap it up, I cannot believe, I mean, I cannot believe, but I don't know how you cannot believe that, we were saying Murdoch is in 16, like over 250 episodes you're now surpassing. And my God, like when you started to do this, did you ever think that we would love it so much? Like, I mean, not just fans in Canada, fans all over the place. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a global thing. It's funny, every day I sit in the makeup chair and I look at my incredibly decorated makeup artist Deb Drennan, and she says, "Do you remember when you sat in my chair and said all I need is a couple of years out of this?" And I said, "Yep, 2 more years and I'll retire."
Yeah.
That's been 16 years. Like we've run out of plan A, plan B, plan C, and now we're just like, wow, we just gotta see this through. I don't know what to think anymore.
It's amazing. And there's now a museum exhibit that people can go to in Kitchener. Can you tell me a little bit about that? That's so cool.
Yeah. So um, part of the thrust of this whole thing was to have the Kitchener Waterloo, the Kitchener Symphony Orchestra, put together a musical event around the show. So they did the music of Murdoch, which was composed by Rob Carley, our composer on the show. He's done many other things, but he's a
Yeah.
Kitchener native. And so we played with, we had an episode airing on the big screen while the symphony was playing live. Is quite an experience. And then they do a little bit of a mashup of a bunch of stuff over the seasons,
Nice.
and to hear that theme played, by 100-piece, I don't even know how many people, orchestra, was really moving. I was choked up. I had a difficult time. I was supposed to host, and I'm standing there at the thing having to keep my act together. It was really something. So
Wow.
in tandem, they created an exhibit with set pieces, props, art from the show, wardrobe from the show,
Amazing.
fan art, and fan interaction stuff. You can actually go in there and sit in the big chair and take photographs. And then there's reels of pieces of the show that are airing in a sort of in a loop, and it's a real sort of immersive experience. And the idea is that will be portable. So, for example, the symphony orchestra portion of it will be at the TSO in the new year, which we're gearing up for now. And that's going to be an incredible night. It'll be double the size, and it'll be 2 nights because the tickets are selling like crazy. They want to double up, and
Amazing.
that'll be. I'll have a hard time keeping my act together there. I'll tell you for sure.
Yeah, I was
So I
going to say you're going
suspect,
to need double the Kleenex.
right?
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, it's super moving, and and then to hear the music live as the show is going by is also quite cool.
Wow.
Um, so yeah, get your tickets now. That's selling out
Amazing.
as we
Oh,
speak.
yeah, listen, I would love to go to that. That sounds fantastic. Well, look, listen, thank you so much for your time. I know you're such a busy guy, and I really do appreciate it. The movie is adorable. Like I said, it's just so fun. It's a perfect film for Christmas. So gather that family together and watch it, Yannick. You know, you got to watch it.
Fantastic, and you'll hear Corey sing. She does the main song in
Yeah,
the movie, which triple threat gal there. So
yes,
it's a home run.
absolutely. Thank you so much, and best of luck and with everything, and happy holidays to you and your family. Have a really good holiday. Thank you. Okay,
Thank you.
take care. Bye bye.